More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life, it's the Carl way.
Searching for a home that combines a resort lifestyle with the comfort of being close to your loved ones? At Epcon Communities, we make building your dream home an easy and exciting journey. Choose the floor plan that fits your lifestyle, handpick the finishes to make it uniquely yours, and leave the rest to us. We'll handle the construction, you focus on the fun part. After closing day, your new home is all yours, ready for you to start enjoying the community, the amenities, and that special sense of belonging. Visit clarityconstruction.com for more.
When an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think?
We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic.
But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Our phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think?
Ugh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Jaguar basketball. Hold on. Jaguar basketball on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire. Welcome to the north side of town, into the jungle at Centennial High School, as tonight the Rams of Southeast Polk coming into town to take on your Ankeny Centennial Jaguars, coming in ranked 13th in Class 5A. As we quickly debrief you on the CIML standings, coming in on the final night of the regular season in girls Class 5A. Southeast Polk, the bottom feeder of 9 teams, as they have not won a CIML game yet this year. And the Jaguars would love to certainly put the stamp on a winless season in conference play for the Rams, who come in with a record of 3-17. I'm Nick Madsen with you here tonight, and a deep look into these two teams in their history. Overall in this series, Centennial leads the series 16-6. In fact, Southeast Polk has not won a game against the Jaguars since December 3rd of 2019, which they won by a score of 53-44. And with that, the Rams come into here on a 10-game winning streak. With that, we turn it over to our PA announcer, Rodney Tomlinson, with tonight's starting lineups.
You have entered the jungle for tonight's varsity game between the visiting Southeast Polk Rams and your Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Now, here are your officials for this evening, as assigned by the CIML. Dan Beatty, Mark Flegel, and Matthew Roberts. Now, it's time to meet your starters. For the Rams, at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 3, Brooklyn Ruddy. Chris Centennial, at guard, a 5'7" freshman, number 1, Faith Perkins. For the Rams, she's a freshman, standing 5'5", at guard, number 4, Yasana Love Smith. For the Jaguars, a senior, at 5'9", forward, number 10, Revlin Beatty. For SCP, a 5'10" freshman, at forward, number 11, Gracie Wilson. For Centennial, at guard, a junior,
Your live stream is not on here right now.
number 24, Lissy B. For the Rams, a sophomore, a 5'9" forward, number 14, Allie Bucklow.
It's active. Huh? It says it's active.
For the Jaguars, standing 5'8", a senior, at forward, number 34, Miley Hatfield.
I was lost there.
And for the Rams, at guard, a 5'5" junior, number 15, Allie Clark. For Centennial, at guard, a 5'6" sophomore. She wears number 35, Lydia Michael. Your assistant coaches for the Rams, Corey Rotary, Kevin Burton, and James Rapp. Your
Oh,
head
you're on,
coach
you're on.
is
We got
Brad
it.
Johnson. For the Jaguars, assistants Rachel Schmidt.
Pull the score bug off. You got it on, you don't need it on there right now.
Patrick Mattingly,
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the Carl way.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic.
Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Back on January 6th, the Jaguars went into Southeast Polk and came out with a 53-41 victory. Tonight, they look to repeat their success in the regular season finale of the 2025 through 26 girls high school basketball season in the state of Iowa. The Southeast Polk Rams and the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. Brooklyn Ruddy and Rylan Bading in the middle for the opening tip-off. The Rams coming in with a record of 3-17. Centennial with a record of 9-11, ranked 13th in Class 5A in the state of Iowa. We're going to have our eyes on two other top 5 matchups in the state tonight between Johnston and Ankeny, as well as Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Jaguars winning the opening tip-off. Going slow, just as they were last night against Ames. Bading in the paint, passing back out to Perpich. The three no good, and the defensive board by Allie Bogwell. Southeast Polk with a few close losses on the record, but their only 3 wins coming against non-CIML opponents. Brooklyn Ruddy driving back in, off the glass and good for the first bucket of the night. 2-0 lead for the Rams here early, just under a minute into this one. Bading, dribble it in herself. Bading to Michael, through the back door, but no good. The defensive board by Hallie Clark. No travel called there. She remained with good footwork. Gracie Wilson, an air ball of a 3 attempt as it goes out of bounds. Right back to the Jaguars it goes. So 6:36 in the first quarter. The Rams still at the early 2-0 lead. Perpich back to Hatfield, and no good off the front side of the rim from 3. And so far the Rams are out here running, but that one goes out of bounds. It'll stay on this side with the Rams, as it appears to be out of bounds off of Faith Perpich. 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Miscue on the inbound, so out of bounds off the Rams, and back to Centennial it goes. They'll bring it in from their own baseline here. Faith Perpich with 18 points last night in their victory against Ames. Baiting back to Beam. Beam not able to get the corner three look. She bikes it in off the glass, however, to tie it up at 2 apiece. And a turnover forced there. Rams eventually getting back to it. Lydia Mickle just a little issue handling it. Another pass back out from the paint. No good is the 3 from Allie Bogwell. Jaguars with the rebound. Here's the 3 from Beam, no good. The putback, no good from Baiting. Mickle, she doesn't even get a third chance. Under 5.5 left in the first quarter. No kickball called there. Jaguars come away with it. Right back to the Rams. It has been very sloppy here out the gate. Here's a corner 3 look from Love Smith. No good as it takes a couple of bounces. And yeah, sloppiness already all around. Rams making their impact known on the defensive side so far early in this one. Perpich choosing not to take the corner 3. Baiting in the paint. No foul called. It is blocked by Allie Bogwell. It'll stay on this end with the Jaguars with 11 seconds on the shot clock. Hatfield back to Perpich. Perpich, no good. Baiting, getting the rebound, however, is out of bounds off of Yasuna Love Smith. It'll stay on this end with the Jaguars. .433 to go in the first quarter. Baiting, issues handling it as Bogwell imposed some defense on her. Baiting trying to get into the paint there. She just didn't have the look she wanted. Rams still have it tied at 2 apiece here. Under 4.5 to go. The look in the paint works for Hallie Clark. Rams with a 4-2 lead. Lizzie Beam passing back to Hatfield. Michael. She's been dangerous from 3 as of lately in the last few games. She did not take the look there. Lizzie Beam in a one-on-one with Love Smith. Beam driving in. She's fouled on the shot, and it falls. And it spent a lot of time sitting around on that back iron, but eventually it dropped. So Love Smith whistled for her first foul of the night. Beam last night was 6 and 9 from the free throw line against Ames. She gets the first free throw attempt of the night to fall. Yeah, dead ball whistle by the refs here. It looked like it was maybe some sort of substitute. Maybe it wasn't given time to get a substitution off. Nia Wegger is currently sitting at the score table. So she will come in place of Lydia Mickle. Wegger with no made shots last night against Ames as she went over 5 from the field. Jaguars keeping their rotation fresh. A deep 3 from Brooklyn Ruddy falls as she hits nothing but net. Rams back to a 2-point lead as Yasana Love Smith gets called for the defensive foul, her second of the night. We're not even through the first quarter yet. 3:23 into the first quarter. Jaguars trailing by 2. Here's the 3 from Weger, an air ball, but an offensive board out of bounds off of Ruddy as Jaguars slapped it right at her side. Great deflective work by the Jaguars on that one. So Presley Zutenhorst checking in place of Yasana Love Smith for the Rams in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Miley Hatfield, the Jaguars retain possession of it after a weird-looking pass. Perpich with 5 on the shot clock, off the glass and good to tie it up at 7. This game a lot closer than we would have initially expected at the start of the game. Similar to how the game against Ames went last night. Beam with the turnover there. Now they got to slow it down on their end. Perpich hesitated on the 3. Liz Beam conducting the offense here. Back to baiting she goes. 15 on the shot clock. Hatfield passing back outside. Perpich with the deep 3 is good! The largest lead of the night so far for the Jaguars. Just under 6 minutes into the game. Rams with no answer on the other end. Out of bounds off of Southeast Polk and right back to the Jaguars it goes. Solange Gaffney checking in place of Allie Bogwell on the Rams side of things. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Jaguars lead 10-7. Jaguars taking their time here. Beam not able to get in. She kind of had it wedged between the back iron and the glass. Rams come away with it. And that one is out of bounds off of Centennial. Will stay on the Rams side. A good defense by Hatfield getting her hand in there. So Lydia Mickle checking back in place of Hatfield in Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. 1:39 to go in the first quarter. A corner 3, no good from Brooklyn Ruddy as it is out of bounds off the Rams, and it'll go right back to Centennial. And so far, it has been a very similar story for the Jaguars, looking back to last night against Ames. Southeast Polk losing 72-60 last night at home against Waukee. They've lost their last 5. Baiting with the 3, off the glass and good. She's perfected that look. Southeast Polk looking for an answer on their end. They trail by 6. And that is exactly what they get out of Ruddy in the paint. 50 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Jaguars leading by 4. Lizzie Beam driving it in herself. No good. Mickle with the rebound. Another 3. Perpich connects. And the Jaguars have found their groove from the three-point line. Shot clock turned off as we have 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rams most likely with the final shot. Sloan Gaffney passing back to Ruddy. Ruddy trying to drive it in. Ruddy 2-on-1 coverage. Here's the 3. No good from the Rams. Perpich not going to get a final shot off, but the Jaguars end the first quarter on a 9-0 run to lead 16-9 here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We'll go to a short break with the second quarter coming up after this.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
$16-9 as we start the second quarter from Centennial High School. Jaguars with the record of 9-11, hoping to make it 10-11 by the end of the night. We got a dead ball whistle here. Something said by the Jaguars head coach here. Just 7 seconds trickled off the clock. Unsure what it was that the refs were talking about here. Wasn't like there was a timeout called or anything. Must have been a clock issue. They added 2 seconds back onto the clock after the dead whistle. Back into action we go. Rams so far keeping it closer than we would predicted. A missed shot and Baiting with the rebound to start the second quarter. Beam with another 3 attempt. That is the 4th straight 3 for the Jaguars. And like we said, they have found their groove as they have their first double-digit lead of the night. And Beam comes away with a steal. Beam off the glass, no good. The putback by Baiting goes down. 21-9, the lead in favor of the Jaguars. Rams taking their time here this time around, avoiding those fundamental errors. Hallie Clark passing back out. Here's a deep 3, no good from Olivia Tohe. Beam again from 3, nothing but net. And a timeout called by Southeast Polk, their first of the night. And we'll take a timeout with them here as the Jaguars lead 24-9 on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Under 6:40 to go in the second quarter as the Jaguars have been red hot from 3, building a 24-9 lead against the Southeast Polk Rams. Rams finally found their answer in Hallie Clark as she's fouled on the shot and her bucket falls. The first foul of the quarter against the Jaguars and the first of the night against Rylan Baiting. Clark knocking down the and 1 free throw to make it 24-12. The Jaguars still doubling up Southeast Polk. Beam getting out of the 2-on-1. Hatfield back to Beam. Beam's had the last 2 threes. Perpich, no good. The first missed free throw, the first missed 3-point shot in the last 5 attempts. In the paint are the Rams, and it goes down courtesy of Elise Bartels. Back to a 10-point lead for the Jaguars here. 5:45 to go in the second quarter. Steal and a turnover as the Rams get their hands in it. Here's a three attempt. No good from Gracie Wilson, but an offensive board works for the Rams. Another drive into the paint. Works for Hallie Clark. She'll go to the line again to shoot another and one free throw. Alana Newman about to check in for the Jaguars. Ella Wheatley will check in place of the Rams. Rylan Baden coming off the court in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Allie Clark getting the second free throw of the night to fall. She's now 2 for 2 from the line. Jaguars lead by 7. Perpich, her shot blocked in a defensive board by the Rams. Rams on an 8-0 run here right now. They'd love to make it 11-0. Cannot quite do that as Gracie Wilson's three attempt was in and out off the rim. Hatfield lost her look from three. Alana Newman back to Beam. She can't get it off. She'll get it off there. No good as it is out of bounds and right back to the Rams it goes. 4:41 to go in the second quarter. The Rams have not won a conference game yet this season. They'd like to win at least one before postseason play starts. That one out of bounds off of Ella Wheatley. That surely won't help them. Brooklyn Ruddy checking back in for the Rams in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Miley Hatfield inbounding to Perpich with 4:25 to go in the first half. Perpich driving in the paint again herself, passing back out to Beam. Perpich off the glass, no good, and a defensive rebound by the Rams. Ella Wheatley getting to it. Wheatley has it knocked out of her hands. Jaguars getting to it. Hatfield in a 2-on-1, timeout called by Centennial, avoiding the jump ball. So we'll take the timeout with them here on the Centennial Digital Network, driven by Freedom Tire. The Jaguars lead by 7.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
.57 to go in the second quarter as the Jaguars lead 24-17 on the final night of the regular season. Hatfield passing back to Newman. That is an over and back. Definitely can't do that in this sport. Another turnover for the Jaguars here. Hallie Clark checking back in for the Rams in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. The easy look off the glass works for Hallie Clark, and she's been carrying the weight so far for the Rams tonight, as she has been responsible for 8 of the team's 19 points. Beam driving back in the paint. Her shot blocked out of bounds off of Centennial. Newman not able to handle it. And so far in the second quarter, the Rams defense has just clicked as they've cut the deficit back down to 5. Trying to make it 1 bucket here. That one tapped out and stolen away by the Jaguars. Perpich on the other end, no foul called. A defensive board by Bogwell. On the other end, off the glass and good by Wilson. Back to a 1 bucket game from the Jungle at Centennial High School. 2:30 to go in the second quarter. Jaguars in search of a bucket here. Beam from 3, no good off the front side of the rim. Hatfield with the rebound. Perpich with the second chance, gets it to fall. The three-point line has been the strength so far tonight for the Jaguars. They've made 5 of their last 6 attempts. The answer doesn't work for the Rams as Beam comes away with the rebound. Perpich driving back out. That one's stolen away by Ruddy. Ruddy has it knocked out of her hands by Hatfield. It'll stay on this end. Lauren Kenny checking in place of Miley Hatfield in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution for the Jaguars. The pace of this game has ramped up so far. A lot more back and forth, a lot less time being taken by each of these teams on their ends. A push-off called against Beam. It's her first foul of the night and the 3rd foul of the quarter against the Jaguars. Offensive foul called against the Rams. It's a moving screen called. And they would have had to look from 3, but they lost it. Aubrey Moore checking in place of Lydia Mickle on the Jaguars side of things. Moore, a player that we have not seen much of so far this season. In the last game of the regular season, always good to get the bench some extra time on the court to have them a little bit more familiar with the field before the postseason starts. Perpich back. Jaguars just passing around. 15 on the shot clock here. Perpich lost the look from 3. Beam with 5 on the shot clock. She's got to get a shot off. 2 on the shot clock. She pulls a deep 3, no good. Didn't even hit the rim. It's a shot clock violation with 55.8 to go in the half. Isana Love-Smith checking in place of Elise Bartels for the Rams. Miley Hatfield checking back in place of Lauren Kenny for the Jaguars. Rams gonna slow it down here. Under 50 to go in the first half. Isana Love-Smith trying to drive it in, passing back out. 15 on the shot clock for the Rams. The shot no good off the glass from Ruddy. Shot clock turned off. We have 25 seconds to go in the second quarter. Jaguars more than likely with the last shot here. Or we'll get a turnover instead as Nelson gets the block. Love-Smith with 10 on the shot clock. The 3 goes down from Wilson. 5 on the game clock here. Jaguars trying to get one more shot off. Perpich driving in. Can't get it to fall. As we head to halftime, the Rams trailing only by 3 in the Jungle against the 13th ranked Centennial Jaguars. We'll go to our break here at halftime. We'll come back with some score updates from some of the other big games around the area. Stick with us here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the Carl-O-Way.
Searching for a home that combines a resort lifestyle with the comfort of being close to your loved ones? At Epcon Communities, we make building your dream home an easy and exciting journey. Choose the floor plan that fits your lifestyle, handpick the finishes to make it uniquely yours, and leave the rest to us. We'll handle the construction, you focus on the fun part. After closing day, your new home is all yours, ready for you to start enjoying the community, the amenities, and that special sense of belonging. Visit clarityconstruction.com for more.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
Halftime here at Centennial High School as the Jaguars lead 27-24 against the Southeast Polk Rams with a record of 3-17 on the season. As we had mentioned earlier in the game, there were 2 other top 5 showdowns happening tonight in the CIML. Currently, Johnston leading only by 7 at halftime against 5th-ranked Ankeny. Iowa PBS's Paul Yeager on the call over on the south side of town. Over in West Des Moines, Dowling currently leads 34-28 at halftime against Waukee Northwest. That one tonight's game of the week on CISN. As we look into postseason play here, Centennial will start off district play next Saturday night against Des Moines Roosevelt, a team that they've already played once this year and won by a narrow margin. Jaguars had a decent lead going into the fourth quarter, but Roosevelt decided to make things a little bit close on the latter end of the fourth quarter. Southeast Polk, on the other hand, they'll be playing before Saturday night, to put it simply, as we pull up our brackets here. Southeast Polk will start on February 18th, hosting Council Bluffs Jefferson, who is winless as of right now on the season. And if they win that, they'll go to Valley, ranked 7th in Class 5A, right now as we speak. The Tigers last year missed the state tournament for the first time under head coach Matt Utoff. They look to redeem themselves this postseason. And as for Centennial, if they can beat Des Moines Roosevelt again here on Saturday night, they'll be looking at a road trip on Tuesday night to Cedar Falls, who is ranked 4th right now in Class 5A, for a potential trip to the state tournament. And most fans in the city of Ankeny were maybe a little disappointed that Centennial and Ankeny didn't end up in the same regional bracket, as that would have made for one very fun state qualifier / regional final game here on a Tuesday night here in Ankeny. With that, we'll go back to break with the second half after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected, which is ironic. Don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the car away.
Searching for a home that combines a resort lifestyle with the comfort of being close to your loved ones? At Epcon Communities, we make building your dream home an easy and exciting journey. Choose the floor plan that fits your lifestyle, handpick the finishes to make it uniquely yours, and leave the rest to us. We'll handle the construction, you focus on the fun part. After closing day, your new home is all yours, ready for you to start enjoying the community, the amenities, and that special sense of belonging. Visit clarityconstruction.com for more.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
The start of the second half coming up here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We want to shout out Carl Chevrolet for sponsoring the family of networks here in the Ankeny Community School District. Centennial Digital and the Ankeny Activities Network that is built by the Danielle Seifert Real Estate team. Over there, Johnston and Ankeny going at it over on the south side of town. Johnson with that 7-point lead at halftime. We get ready to start the second half here as the Jaguars lead by 3. They'll have the same lineup that they had to start the game out on the floor to start the second half. And Perpich, Bading, Beam, Hatfield, and Mickle. Rams will rock with the same starting lineup that they had at the first half. Centennial starting with the ball here in the third quarter. Perpich to Mickle in the paint for the first bucket of the game, of the half, excuse me. An answer on the other end for Ruddy goes down. In the first half, the Jaguars found their groove from the perimeter. They'd love to continue that momentum here in the second half. Foul called there against Gracie Wilson of Southeast Polk. Her first of the game, first of the quarter against the Rams. Beam trying to drive it in herself off the glass and good. Beam was 5 for 11 from the field last night against Ames. She's had a handful of good threes already here tonight. Rams looking for an answer on their end. No 3 look here. Gracie Wilson passing back to Love Smith. She'll pull a deep 3. She gets nothing but net on that one. Deficit down to 2 for the Rams here. Just over a minute and a half into the third quarter. Faith Perpich passing it to Beam in the paint. That one no good off the back iron. Southeast Polk looking to tie it up here, or even take the lead if they can pull the trigger from 3. Love Smith was nothing but net last time. 17 on the shot clock for the Rams. That one ruled a jump ball. The arrow favors the Rams. It'll stay on this end with 14 to go on the shot clock. Allie Clark to inbound for the Rams, but it is not stolen away. Mickle is pretty close. Love Smith trying to drive in, passing back out. 3 on the shot clock. They can't even get the shot off. And a shot clock violation, and back to the Jaguars. The ball goes with 5:37 to go in the third quarter. Lauren Kenny gonna check back in place of Lydia Mickle in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Faith Perpich and the Jaguars taking it a little bit slower now. Hatfield debating in the paint, trying to get around. She cannot get to fall. And defensive board, a 2-on-1. Rams able to get it out. No need for a timeout and no jump ball called. Wilson not able to connect from 3. That one out of bounds off of Love Smith. They'll go right back to the Jaguars with 5:05 to go in the third quarter. Jaguars so far haven't utilized the perimeter so far in the third quarter. Perpich driving in off the glass. No good as it spent some time trickling around on the rim. Southeast Polk still with a chance to tie it here. Bogwell pausing with it, passing back. Here's the 3 from Wilson. And the Rams with their first lead since halfway through the first quarter. 32-31, Southeast Polk with the lead. Lizzie Beam and the Jaguars trying to answer here. Perpich in the one-on-one with Clark. Perpich trying to get around Clark. Lizzie Beam back to baiting in the corner. No good as that one's off the back end. A rebound by Beam, however. It's an offensive foul, though. So the bucket won't count, and it'll go right back to the Rams. Lydia Mickle and Elise Bartell is going to check in place of Miley Hatfield and Allie Bogwell in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution for each team. Rams with a 1-point lead. They'd love to build upon it here. Here's the 3. No good from Brooklyn Ruddy. An offensive board, however, and a foul called in the paint against the Jaguars. So Lydia Mickle assessed with her first foul of the night, and Miley Hatfield will check back in for Lizzie Beam in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Sana Love Smith passing back to Ella Wheatley. Wheatley driving in. That one out of bounds off of Perpich. And it'll stay on this end with the Rams. 24 on the shot clock. Just under 3.5 to go in the third quarter. Lovesmith passing inside. Bartles cannot get it to fall. That one out of bounds. It is jabbed out of Bading's hands by Brooklyn Ruddy. Rams didn't really like that call. They thought it was purely out of bounds off of Bading. .310 to go in the third quarter. Perpich driving in. She gets it to fall. Jaguars back with the lead here. Under 3 minutes now in the third quarter. The Rams would love an answer here. Isani Lovesmith with the mid-range jumper. Gets it to fall as it swirls in the rim. And now we got the lead alternating back and forth between both of these teams. Lydia Mickle passing back to Kenny. Perpich with a clear way into the lane. She gets fouled on the shot, so she'll go to the line to shoot two. Brooklyn Ruddy called for the foul, her first of the game. Rams fans are saying it was on the floor. Refs say otherwise. So Perpich knocks down the first free throw out of two. Alana Newman checking in place of Rylan Bading here as we are tied at 34 apiece. And Perpich goes 2 for 2 from the line, and Lizzie Beam will check in place of Faith Perpich in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. A timeout taken by Southeast Polk. We will take it with them here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. The Jaguars lead 35-34. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think? Ugh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
.35-34, the lead in favor of the Rams here. Correction, in favor of the Jaguars here with 2:28 to go in quarter number 3 of the girls' regular season finale here at Centennial High School. Gracie Wilson to inbound for the Rams coming out of the timeout. Rams trying to get the lead back. Isani Lovesmith driving in, finding an open Brooklyn Ruddy in the paint. And that is exactly what they do, is get the lead back off the glass. Lizzie Beam that one-on-one with Lovesmith, passing back to Kenny. Beam will pull a deep three as it falls. Like we said, that was the strength in the first half for Centennial, was the three. And a rebound for the Jaguars with another chance to try to hit another one. Faith Perpich and Rylan Bading coming to the score table, ready to check back in. Kenny passing back to Newman. Newman fouled on the interior. On the ground, it'll stay Centennial ball. And here's the Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Faith Perpich and Rylan Bating checking in place of Gracie Wilson. Gracie Wilson on the other side. Newman and Kenny checking out for the Jaguars. Hatfield back to Beam. Beam hit the previous three. She'd love to build on the 2-point lead that they currently have. Baiting, no good. Hatfield with the board. Beam with the, she's fouled on the second chance bucket. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Elise Bartels called for her first foul of the night. Lizzie Beam 6 for 9 last night from the line. She knocks down the first one out of 2 on this trip. And 2 for 2 on that trip is Beam. 74.3% from the line all season. An answer from the Rams, courtesy of Hallie Clark. About a 10-second difference right now between the shot clock and the game clock. 25 to go on the shot clock. Lizzie Beam back to Perpich. Baiting. Perpich gonna try to drive in. She misses it off the glass. Shot clock turned off and under 20 seconds to go for the Rams. Rams right now taking it slow, trying to run the clock down as far as they can. Yasana Love Smith fouled on the shot, and she'll go to the line to try to tie it up before the end of the quarter. 3 seconds exactly sit on the game clock. Allie Bog will get ready to check in for the Rams. Yasani Love Smith missing the first free throw out of 2. Brooklyn Ruddy checking out. Hallie Clark also checking out for the Rams here shortly before the end of the quarter. Love Smith missing both free throws. One chance to heave one, and Beam will not get it off as the Jaguars lead 40-38 at the end of the third quarter at Centennial High School. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
(40-38), the Jaguars lead here at the start of the fourth quarter. As my throat continues to get sorer and sorer here as this game continues to go on. And we still got the boys coming up here later tonight, 15 minutes after this game concludes. The Jaguars will start with the ball here at the start of the fourth quarter. Leading by 2, they'd love to build on that lead. Baiting back to Mickle. Mickle's been one to watch. Baiting from three, however, gets it to fall. Of course, Ray, we talked about Mickle having the strength from three. Baiting comes and pulls a trick out of her sleeve. Rams now looking for an answer on the other end. Olivia Tohei got to pass it or shoot it here. Another turnover as the Jaguars get their hands in the way of that pass. Perpich now passing back to Beam. Perpich lost the look from three. Brooklyn Ruddy just getting to her a little too quick. And Ruddy gets the correction. She does not get the turnover. She had it batted away there. Hallie Clark checking back in place of Yasana Love Smith in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Just over a minute into the fourth quarter here as the Jaguars lead by 5. 8 on the shot clock here. Here's Beam from three, no good. An offensive board, however. A second chance from Mickle, no good off the front end of the rim. 2-on-1 coverage, the Rams get away with it here. They're running quickly up the court. Now Olivia Tohei has to slow things down. Tohei driving in herself, and she gets called for the travel. These turnovers have been costly for the Rams here down the road. Still only trail by 5. Faith Perpich and the Jaguars taking it significantly slower here in the fourth quarter as they lead by 5. Beam from three, gets it to go this time. Beam was only 2 for 4 last night from three against Ames. She's already hit 4 of them from what we remember. An answer on the other end works for Wilson. And back to a 5-point game we are. Same tempo for the Jaguars here with 5:40 to go. Lizzie Beam in a one-on-one right now. Foul called against Southeast Polk. It'll stay on this end. This one against Hallie Clark, her first of the night. Olivia Tohei checking off the floor here for the Rams. Dating back to Beam. Beam lost the look from three. Baiting, almost had it stolen out of her hands. 20 on the shot clock for the Jaguars. Hatfield back to Beam. Avoiding the 3-second violation is Beam. Perpich driving in. She gets it to go off the glass, and she'll go to line for an and-one free throw. Lauren Kenny ready to check in place of Lydia Mickle in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Perpich was 11 for 12 last night against Ames from the charity stripe. She knocks down that one to make it 49-41. Driving in, no good. Ruddy not able to get to go. A jump ball called. It'll stay on this side with the Rams. If only they had a possession arrow on the scoreboard so he didn't have to look down at that tiny little dot on the arrow on the score table, which isn't even facing at us. No offense on the grounds crew here at Centennial High School for that. Brooklyn Ruddy passing back to Bogwell, who gets one to fall in the paint. back to a 6-point game here with just over 4.5 to go. And a foul called against Yasana Love Smith. Lydia Mickle going to check in place of Lizzie Beam in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Love Smith called for her third foul of the game as she now sits in foul trouble. She will stay on the court. Hatfield inbounding, debating. Perpich in the paint. No foul called on the shot. Mickle coming away with it. Hatfield back to Perpich. Mickle back to Baiting, 20 on the shot clock. Lauren Kenny having issues handling that pass. 10 seconds on the shot clock here. Jaguars need to get a shot off here. Perpich trying to drive in. She gets one to go shortly before the buzzer. 51 to 43, the lead in favor of the Jaguars. They averaged 48.2 coming in tonight. A foul on the shot there as Brooklyn Ruddy will go to the line. Yeah, as we mentioned, Centennial averages 48.2 through 20 games on the season. They've already broken that threshold here tonight. Two free throws coming here. The first one falling for Hallie Clark. Lizzie Beam checking in place of Faith Perpich in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Two for two from the line is Hallie Clark on that trip. Southeast Polk enforcing that full court defense again. That one out of bounds off of the hands of Love Smith. It'll stay on this end. Still a 6-point game with 3:33 to go in the fourth quarter. Lizzie Beam running down the shot clock, 15 to go. Hatfield back to Beam. It's been passing back and forth, trying to figure out who's going to shoot that three. Mickle now. Beam going to try to drive it in. No foul called, a shot clock violation. Another turnover for the Jaguars as it remains a 6-point game. Faith Perpich and Alana Newman getting ready to check back in. And a bucket from Hallie Clark makes it a 4-point game. So far, the Centennial head coach has been almost treating this rotation like NASCAR, putting in fresh gas as the game continues to go on, not getting too low and not getting too fatigued. A jump ball called here. Our PA announcer, Rodney Tomlin, said timeout. Ref said it was jump ball from what we could see up here. They're talking it over. They'll say that Centennial got the timeout off in time. Rams fans not loving it. It is a full timeout, and we will take it with them here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Roughly 3 minutes to go in this one. We'll be back after this.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
51 to 47, the lead in favor of the Jaguars here with 2.5 roughly to go in this ball game. The Rams have not notched a conference win all season. They would love to change that narrative tonight in the final game of the 2025 through 26 regular season.
Folks, over to the southeast corner, please. ACBC folks to the southeast corner.
Southeast Polk on defense here, coming off the timeout. Miley Hatfield getting ready to check in for the Jaguars. Mickle from three, no good, an air ball. A rebound by the Rams. Love Smith driving in. She's fouled on the shot. She'll go to the line to shoot two.
Centennial foul is on number 10, Rylan
Baden called for her 4th foul of the game. You better hope that this one didn't go into overtime, because 4 fouls for an additional 4 minutes would not be fun to deal with if you're a Jaguar fan right now. Desana Love Smith missing the first free throw out of 2 as Miley Hatfield checks in place of Alana Newman. Love Smith was 0 for 2 on her previous trip to the line. She goes 1 for 2 on this trip. Southeast Polk takes a 30-second timeout here. We'll actually stay here throughout the timeout. So 2:16 to go, and we'll actually look back at the previous game on January 6th. Similar to this one, it was a close game. Centennial came away with a 8-point victory. We have a 3-point deficit here in this one. Southeast Polk last night with a 72-60 loss at home against Waukee. Allie Clark was only 3 for 6 from the field in that game. She's been significantly more productive tonight in this game. 51 to 48 right now. Centennial with the lead and the ball. Miley Hatfield taking her time getting the ball in. Perpich in a 2-on-1, getting out of it. Baiting back to Mickle. Hatfield. Jaguars now going to take their time here. Beam in the 1-on-1 with Clark. Perpich back to Beam. Here's Beam from 3, connecting again. There are some players who can make from 3. Beam tonight does not know how to miss from 3. However, Allie Bogwill just did. Bogwill choosing not to take a second chance. Gracie Wilson, 23 on the shot clock for the Rams at 1:25 to go in the ball game. Here's the 3 attempt. Second chance, no good from Gracie Wilson. The Jaguars going to continue to take it slowly here. 1:05 to go in the ball game. Beam back to Perpich here. And there, a kick ball called. Who is it on? Kick ball against Centennial. So 56 seconds to go. And that one down the road, if this plays out right, that kickball could have been costly. That one off the glass, no good from Hallie Clark. Baiting with the rebound. 30 on the shot clock here. Perpich back to Beam. Beam is fouled by Brooklyn Ruddy. Shot clock will remain on with 39.2 to go on the game clock. The 3rd of the game against Ruddy and the 4th against the Rams in the quarter. Southeast Polk going to take a timeout here. We'll take it with them on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We'll be back shortly. I'm sure most of you viewers know that tomorrow at noon on ABC, Iowa State will take on Kansas in a top 10 showdown in the Big 12, one with some seeding implications on the line in March Madness. Meanwhile, under 40 seconds to go here, as Centennial is going to get the ball right back off a moving screen. And that is the 5th of the game against Rylan Bading. Bading just in full confusion there. She thought she was off the hook there. Rams hustling here. Quick shot works for Hallie Clark, and we are back to a 4-point game. Shot clock turned off. Rams got a foul. They get it off with 24.1 to go. So we'll see free throws the rest of the way. A second of the game against Elise Bartels, sorry. Faith Purpich at the line. Like we said, 11 for 12 last night on her previous trip to the line. She was 2 for 2. She knocks down the first one out of 2 on this trip. Purpich 2 for 2 on her previous trip, 2 for 2 on this trip. Rams got to hustle here. The shot clock turned off. They need 2 threes. Brooke and Ruddy back to Love Smith. Love Smith, here's the 3 attempt. An air ball as it goes out of bounds. 11.9 on the shot clock. Rams got a foul quickly here. Molly Hatfield into Beam. Beam is fouled. She'll go to the line now to shoot 2 with 10.5 to go on the game clock. 15 minutes after the conclusion of this game, the boys will tip off. The Jaguars boys varsity team 5-12 on the season and 3-12 in the CIML. Southeast Polk, on the other hand, 7-11 and 3-11 in the CIML. Lizzie Beam knocking down the first free throw out of 2 to make it a 7-point game. She knocks down the second one as well. Clutch free throw shooting, lifting the Jaguars to a comfortable 8-point lead here. Another turnover, and it looks like the Rams aren't even gonna get the foul off as the Jaguars end the regular season with a home victory against the Southeast Polk Rams, holding them winless in conference play. 58-50 the final score. The Jaguars moving to 10-11 on the season. Their next game on Saturday night, 8 days to be exact, here at home against Des Moines Roosevelt in the opening round of regional play in the IGHSAU state playoffs. So with that, we'll head to a short break here. The boys game coming up after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the car away.
Searching for a home that combines a resort lifestyle with the comfort of being close to your loved ones? At Epcon Communities, we make building your dream home an easy and exciting journey. Choose the floor plan that fits your lifestyle, handpick the finishes to make it uniquely yours, and leave the rest to us. We'll handle the construction, you focus on the fun part. After closing day, your new home is all yours, ready for you to start enjoying the community, the amenities, and that special sense of belonging. Visit clarityconstruction.com for more.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected.
Which is ironic, don't you think?
We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Just over a minute to go before Rodney Tomlinson introduces our starting lineups for Game 2 of tonight's varsity doubleheader. As we dive into both of these teams, Ankeny Centennial currently leads the series 18-3 against Southeast Polk. And those 3 losses each came by either 5 or 4 points. Now, of course, the last time Southeast Polk came into town, they were the ones who emerged victorious, as they won back on February 20th last year by a score of 53-49. Both these teams with similar looking resumes, both with 3 wins in conference play. Ankeny Centennial winning the previous meeting 57-39 on the road back on January 6th. They would love to complete a season sweep tonight. The Centennial student section has made their way into here as we will turn it over to Rodney Tomlinson with tonight's starting lineups.
Once again, good evening, fans. Welcome to Centennial High School. You are in the jungle. For tonight's CIML matchup, our visitors, please welcome the Southeast Polk Rams. And your Centennial Jaguars. Our officials for tonight's game, Dan Beatty, Mark Flingle, and Matthew Roberts. Now, let's meet the starters for game number 2. For the Rams, a senior at guard, standing 5'11", number 2, Emmanuel T.T. For the Jaguars, he's a 5'9" guard, the senior, number 4, Brody Riddle. For Southeast Polk at guard, the 6'1" senior, number 3, Brady Norris. For Centennial at guard, standing 6'3", a sophomore, number 13, Keith Hesperberg. For the Rams at guard, the senior, standing 6'2", number 11, Thomas Childs. For the Jaguars, at forward, the 6'5" junior, he wears number 14, Luke Mitchell. For the Rams, at forward, the 6'7" senior, number 13, Ihikame Ihikametalor. For the Jaguars, a senior at guard, he's 5'10", number 15, Colby Beshin. And for the Rams, a sophomore guard at 6'9", number 22, Joshua Charlatan. For Centennial, a 6'1" guard, he's a junior, number 22, Hunter Rucci. Your coaching staff for the Rams, the assistants, Jay Curtis Bell, Alan Videlke, Stephen Glenn, Brandon Stubbs, and David Stubbs. Your head coach, David Stubbs. For the Jaguars, the assistants, Luke Liddell, Matt Kleckner, Ben Lamont, and Dave Rucci. Your head coach, Mr. Matt Belger.
Rams and the Jaguars set to go in game 2 of tonight's varsity doubleheader. Head coach Matt Belger has his team ready to go. Keaton Kasperbauer will be starting tonight. He did not see the court at all in that loss against Johnson. And a technical foul to start the game on the Rams puts Hunter Runchi at the line. He knocks down the first one out of 2. And he goes 2 for 2 from the line. Duncan during warm-ups, that is something you definitely can't do in the high school level. College, on the other hand, Sure. Centennial starting with the ball because of that tech foul. Chance to get out to a 4-0 lead immediately. A lot of back and forth keep away here just to start. Jaguars taking it slowly. Colby Betchen to Mitchell. To Casper Bauer in the paint, back outside. A mid-ranger by Brody Prill falls. And that 4-0 lead that they were looking for right out the gate is exactly what they get. Emmanuel Teedy now passing to Joshua Charlton. Some funky names here from Southeast Polk's roster that'll be interesting to pronounce as we go on. A defensive foul called against Centennial. First of the quarter and first of the game against Colby Betchen. Rams trying to get an answer here on their first trip to the bucket. That is exactly what they get out of Ahika Mettler. As we were talking about funky names, that is one of them. We'll try to keep it to just the last name on him. Jaguars trying to get an answering bucket. No good, and Emmanuel Teedy comes away with it. He is driving quickly down the other end. Out of bounds, rolling off of Centennial. It'll stay on this side. .637 into this one. .23 on the shot clock for the Rams. Driving in as Charlton, no good, and defensive board by Casper Bauer. A jump ball called. The arrow with the Rams. Thought a foul would have been called there on that rebound, but I guess not. Hickenmettler passing back outside. Childs connecting from three. The first three-point bucket of the night by either team. 1 point lead for Southeast Polk. AK Centennial trying to get that lead back. Hunter Runchi passing back to Betchen. Betchen taking his time here now. 15 on the shot clock. Runchi back to Betchen. A lot of back and forth between those two. Brody Prill over the head of Runchi's. He is not able to handle that pass. Costly turnover. Southeast Polk student section, what few of them there are here tonight, making sure that Runchi heard that one. Charlton back to Teedy here. Teedy conducting the offense. Teedy with the mid-range jumper, an air ball. Centennial saves out of bounds. The Jaguars come away with it anyway. Casper Bauer to Mitchell in the paint. Here's a corner three from Prill. It goes down. A three from Southeast Polk and an answer three from Centennial, and a turnover here as Prill comes away with it. Prill moving fast here. Here's Casper Bauer not getting a three off. Runchi, however, the second straight in the last minute. Rams gonna refuse to call a timeout here. But now the Centennial student section getting on their feet and very loud here inside Centennial High School. No good is the shot from Charlton. The rebound from Casper Bauer. Casper Bauer from the corner. He misses, and the rebound from Charlton. Southeast Polk on the other end. Teedy gets it to fall. 10-7, the lead still in favor of the Jaguars, just under halfway into the first quarter. Brody Prill back to Casper Bauer. Casper Bauer driving it in. He not able to get it to go down. It just trickled in and out on the rim. This one is another turnover. Betchen comes away with it. Working together are the Jaguars. Brody Prill passing it back out to Betchen. Betchen back to Prill, he goes. Jaguars circling the perimeter with their passing. Luke Mitchell through the back door. 12-7, the lead in favor of the Jaguars. Charlton and the Rams taking their time here to regroup. TD, a foul called against Brody Prill on that pass. Simple push and foul. The first of the game against Brody Prill, and the second of the quarter against Centennial. McLean Gorsh checking in for the Jaguars in place of Hunter Runchi in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. 3:01 to go in the first quarter. The Jaguars still leading by 5. Joshua Charlton inbounding to Hickmettler. Hickmettler fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. And Colby Betchen said that one should have been a foul. Luke Mitchell assessed for his first foul of the game. And I think Rodney Tomlinson just put it easily for all the fans watching. A Hickmettler double E, or E squared, if you will, knocks down the first free throw out of 2. And I think we'll refer to him by one of those 2 terms the rest of the night for simplicity. And E squared goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Back to a 3-point game with 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Brody Prill passing back out to Betchen. A lot of circling the perimeter here. 15 to go on the shot clock. McLean Gorsh, he'll shoot a 3 himself. He connects. The corner threes have been just clicking for the Jaguars so far here in this one. No answer on the other end. E squared through the back door, gets it to go on his second chance. Jaguars taking their time now here. Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. 20 to go on the shot clock. No kickball called there against Childs. On the other end, TD is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 more. 4th foul of the quarter against Centennial. And the second of the game against Brody Prill. TD on the line. Jaguar student section trying to distract him. And of course their distraction works as he misses the first one out of 2. Hunter Runchi checking back in place of Brody Prill in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Manuel Titi here trying to go 1 for 2 on this trip to the free throw line. He does exactly that to make it a 3-point game. Grady Brunschweg Norris checks in place of Emmanuel Titi on the Southeast Polk side of things. Centennial so far forcing a lot more fouls here as they have 4 already in this quarter. Southeast Polk, on the other hand, only with 1. Foul called in the interior against Southeast Polk as Betchen was just waiting outside on the perimeter. Joshua Charlatan with his first of the game, second of the quarter against Southeast Polk. Here's another 3 from Gorsh, no good. Rebounded by Charlatan. Travel called against Braunschweig Norris. And right back to the Jaguars it goes. 15-12 the score still. Jaguars trying to extend their lead here as we near the minute mark of the first quarter. That one wedged in the back iron by McLean Gorsh. Good old wedgie here on this Friday night. First we've seen all season, at least for any of the games we've broadcasted. And who knows, for anyone watching Iowa State and Kansas tomorrow at noon on ABC, never know, might see one of those in that game too. That one, a top 10 matchup. Lots of eyeballs on it around the nation. Hunter Runchie with the high pass. He's fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Hunter Runchie 2 for 3 from the free throw line against Johnston. Joshua Charlatan called for his second foul of the game. Runchie 60 from 63 this season. He makes it 61 for 64. And there was a while through this season, he was one of the last players in the state across all classes to retain a 100% free throw shooting percentage. And when we talk about that, we mean through like at least 40 free throw attempts. And one thing we had said back earlier in the season, if there is one thing that he practices outside of practice, it's got to be free throw shooting, especially for how consistent he's been. Southeast Polk here continuing to pass the ball around the perimeter here. That one out of bounds off the fingertips of Gaffney, and it'll go right back to the Jaguars. 0.2 differentiation between the game clock and the shot clock. So more than likely, the Jaguars could put off the last shot of the quarter here. They lead by 5. They'd love to build upon it. Colby Betchen taking it slowly here, and it looks like that is going to be their approach. 10 on the shot clock now for Centennial. Betchen to the corner. Here's the 3. Runchie, no good. Second chance shot doesn't go down for the Jaguars. So through one quarter, Centennial leads 17-12 against Southeast Polk. And it looks like Scott Reister from KCCI is in the house because the student section erupted at seeing that handheld camera. We're sure that they'll make it on the news tonight. So with that, we'll go to break with the second quarter coming up after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. The Jaguars lead 17-12.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life, it's the Carl way.
So far through one quarter here from the jungle inside Centennial High School, the Jaguars lead 17-12. against the 7-11 Southeast Polk Rams. The Rams will start with the ball here to start the second quarter. Centennial having found a groove from the three-point line so far in the first quarter. Braunschweig Norris not able to find his groove, however, from three. Jaguars come away with the rebound. Betchen with a couple of fake passes there, trying to throw off Southeast Polk. Betchen with 15 on the shot clock. That one's stolen away by Charlatan. On the other end is Braunschweig Norris with an easy bucket off the glass. Back to a three-point difference. These two teams pretty evenly stacked. Luke Mitchell with the jumper to make it back to a 5-point lead. Just over a minute into the second quarter, a turnover as Arunchi grabs it out of the air. And Arunchi is fouled by Charlatan, 22 on 22. Charlatan for his third foul already in this one. And we're not even at halftime yet. That could come to haunt the Rams down the road. Emmanuel Titi is going to get ready to check back in here. We'll see him coming at the next whistle. Runchi going to drive into the paint. Can't get it to go. That one is, the refs say out of bounds off Southeast Polk. It looked like it was out of bounds off Hansen, but it stays on this end with the Jaguars. Emmanuel Titi checking in place of Joshua Charlatan in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. 20 on the shot clock for the Jaguars. Runchi tied up and a jump ball is called. It'll stay on this end with the Jaguars with 19 seconds to go on the shot clock. Luke Mitchell in a one-on-one with Hickametalor. E squared. And defensive rebound for Gaffney works for the Rams. And now Emmanuel Titi taking his time here. 20 on the shot clock for the Rams. Henry Gaffney passing it off to Childs. Childs trying to drive in. No travel call, a foul instead called against Brody Prill. The refs changed the call. It is ruled a travel, so Prill catching a lucky break there. Keaton Kasperbauer checking back in place of Drew Hansen. Just under 6 minutes to go before halftime. Centennial still leading by 5. Neither team having been able to get a run so far here. Both teams still with all 5 timeouts. Brody Prill having issues there, passing it back. Mitchell. Here's a corner three from Prill, an air ball. Southeast Polk student section letting him hear it. Rams on the other end. A foul called as E squared was trying to make his way into the paint. Luke Mitchell called for the foul, his second of the game, in the first of the quarter against the Jaguars. Will Perpich gonna check in, the first we've seen out of him tonight. Luke Mitchell coming off the floor. E squared passing it back. Here's a three from Gaffney, it goes down. 19-17, Jaguars still holding on to the lead. Five minutes to go in the second quarter. Runchi back to Casper Bauer as they go back and forth. Timeout called by Ankeny Centennial. A 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them here as we'll be back shortly on the Centennial Digital Network, driven by Freedom Tire.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected, which is ironic. Don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
It's a big night for high school basketball in the Des Moines metro area. We had noted on the girls' side there were two other top 5 matchups going on between CIML opponents in the area tonight, between Johnston and Ankeny, as well as Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Now that we're at the boys' timing of the night, we would like to mention that Waukee Northwest and Dowling Catholic is another top 5 matchup in the area, one you can find on CISN. The 3 from Betchen is no good, but he gets the rebound. Runchi gonna drive it in himself off the glass. He gets it to fall. And I couldn't tell by Runchi's facial expression here. He does have that brace around his left knee. It almost looks like he's limping and maybe hopping around. Travel called against Southeast Polk, and Runchi is coming to the baseline. He's not feeling right. So he'll come on the bench here. He'll go to their medical staff. So McLean Gorish, meanwhile, will come in on the floor. We mentioned Casper Bauer didn't play at all last night, or on Tuesday night against Johnston. Runchi is going to leave the gym. He'll probably head back to the locker room and have their trainer look at that. He didn't go falling down to the floor, but he was kind of hobbling and limping around. Prill not able to get that one to fall. That one out of bounds off of a Centennial, and it might have just clipped Prill right before it went out of bounds. Now another obstacle that Centennial is going to have to work around is going forward without Runchi. 3.5 to go before halftime here from Centennial High School. East squared gets one to go down, no travel called. Now back to a 2-point difference. Betchen and the Jags taking it slowly here. 3:05 to go before halftime. Prill dribbling around. McLean Gorsh back to Prill. Will Perpich back to Prill. They just continue to bounce it around. 5 on the shot clock here. And it looks like they're not going to get the shot off. Shot clock violation or not, it's still Southeast Polk ball here with roughly 2.5 to go. Joshua Charlatan. And a moving screen called against Southeast Polk. And of course, as they trail by 2, that is not the call they wanted. Thomas Childs called for the moving screen. Second foul of the quarter against Southeast Polk. And that is Childs' first foul of the game. Jaguars, meanwhile, trying to extend their lead. Prill now in the top of the key. McLean Gorsh in the corner, gets one to go. And that has been his area of expertise, specifically those corner threes. hit that one earlier from the top corner at the start of the first quarter. Charlottetown and the Rams with 13 on the shot clock here. Charlottetown trying to find his way in. He'll take a three himself, no good off the back iron. No offensive board as the Jaguars come away with it. Brill moving quick to Casper Bauer. Will Perpich getting it back out to the corner to Betchen. And Betchen maybe should have tried pulling that three. He kind of had that look. 15 on the shot clock for the Jaguars. They continue to pass it around back and forth here. 7 to go now. Driving in is Brill as he splits the gap and gets one to go down off the glass. .45 to go before halftime here. Charlatan trying to drive it in himself, passing back outside. No good is the three from Teddy. On the other end, that one, a goaltend as TD puts some sass on that slap against the backboard. So now it's 28-19 as the Jaguars sort of went on a short little run there of their own, a 7-0 run to be exact. Rams more than likely with the final shot before halftime, or a foul instead. This one against E squared. His first foul of the game. Luke Mitchell going to check in place of Will Perpich here. And as for the Rams, Grady Braunschweig Norris going to check in place of Emmanuel Titi. 17.3 left on the game clock before halftime. Jaguars with the 9-point lead. They'd love to make it double digits before heading to the locker room. For anyone curious, we have still not seen Hunter Runchie come back into the gym. McLean Gorsh not able to connect from three. That one not going to work for Centennial as that shot clips the bottom of the backboard. The Jaguars leading at halftime 28-19 against Southeast Polk here at Centennial High School. With that, we'll head to break here. Stick with us here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Searching for a home that combines a resort lifestyle with the comfort of being close to your loved ones? At Epcon Communities, we make building your dream home an easy and exciting journey. Choose the floor plan that fits your lifestyle, handpick the finishes to make it uniquely yours, and leave the rest to us. We'll handle the construction, you focus on the fun part. After closing day, your new home is all yours, ready for you to start enjoying the community, the amenities, and that special sense of belonging. Visit clarityconstruction.com for more.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Freedom Tire is proud to be the title sponsor of supporting Jaguar student athletes through Centennial Digital. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping your family safely on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Come see us at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of Centennial Digital.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected, which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way.
Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
court. Presley. Oh, down in low, it's up for grabs. Shake with the shot. Centennial fights for the rebound. Shake with the basket. High fives all around. Rams to control. It's a breakaway. Takeaway two, Xavier. Rams will switch it up. Jacob gives it up. She comes in shooting. Harvey. Marthea. Rams with the rebound. Here comes Marthea. On the break. There's no stopping him. He's on the run. Xavier strikes it in. Marthea, two. Not that time on the break. Get the ball back to Jacob. They'll bring it up the court. Nice bounce pass. Rams, come on back. With the bank shot, Jade finds it. Off the shot clock. Up with the sticky.
I was gonna hit it again. Valentine, no. It's not the target. Bullseye.
Up ahead.
now he's complaining.
Alyssa with the shot, no. Up and good. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How about a big hand for our unified players?
I go to commercial break.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Our phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected, which is ironic. Don't you think? Oh, I love this song so much. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
What if you could create memories that would last a lifetime? That would be pretty cool. Well, now you can.
All the pets in Ankeny can't wait to see us at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. Located just south of Uptown, our family-owned and operated practice has yearly plans with monthly pay options. Your dog or cat can get routine and preventative care before you may ever even know they are sick. From dental care to x-rays to our own pharmacy, we love them like our own. Your pets are our pets at Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital.
My dad always said, if you take care of people, everything else takes care of itself. That promise has guided us since 1978. Since then, you've trusted us with first cars, family cars, fast cars, and the memories in between. Your journey, our promise, that's why we're here.
Phones were made to help us connect, and somehow they've made us less connected, which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu.
We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. US Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
Over at Dowling Catholic, Waukee Northwest, ranked ranked second in Class 4A on the boys' side, currently leads 37-32. Dowling keeping it close over there as they're in the fourth quarter already with 6:19 to go. Meanwhile, over here, Ankeny Centennial currently leads 28-19 as we get ready to start the third quarter. Rams will start the ball here in the third quarter. Jaguars, their key to success was the three-point shooting in the first half. Southeast Polk, meanwhile, Childs fouled on his opening three shot of the third quarter. He'll go to line to shoot three. Keaton Kasperbauer called for his first foul of the game. Childs knocking down the first one out of two. Second one also good. Childs not wasting much time getting those free throw attempts off. And 3 for 3 is Childs on his trip to the line. Centennial started this game with a 4-0 opportunity. Southeast Polk sort of with a similar start to the second half. TD off the glass with the easy bucket to make it a 4-point game. Keaton Kasperow passing back to Mitchell. Prill now to Betchen. Betchen looking for the open shot here. Kasperbauer, Jaguars continuing to circle the perimeter here. Kasperbauer off the glass, gets it to go. So back to a 6-point lead for Centennial as we are just over a minute into the third quarter. East squared in the paint, not able to get it. Correction, we had it right, it was E squared. He got it on the second chance shot. Back to a 4-point difference. The shot in the paint from Mitchell works. Going off the glass, and the Jaguars are back to a 6-point lead. Charlatan trying to drive in an air ball. Charlatan again with the ball here. E squared, it down in the paint. A lot of back and forth here, 10 seconds on the shot clock. That one works for Charlatan as he spins in the paint to get it to fall. So far, Southeast Polk keeping it close here in the third quarter. Similar story to the girls' game earlier tonight. That one out of bounds, it'll stay on this end with Centennial. So Hunter Runchie is okay. He just came off the court there, in fact. Didn't look like he was limping as much as he was kind of earlier. Health staff checking in with him right now to see how he's doing. Meanwhile, Ankeny Centennial searching for a bucket. Mitchell not able to get one to go off the glass. TD on the other end is fouled on the shot. He'll go to line to shoot two. So Luke Mitchell called for his third foul of the game. TD taking his sweet time here at the line. He misses the first free throw out of two. Got about 4-ish rows of students here in the Centennial student section. they've had fun trying to distract the Southeast Polk players at the charity stripe. And 0 for 2 is TD on that trip. Casper Bauer getting it to go off the glass again. And it did a little swirl on the inside of the rim before falling. Charlatan trying to drive into the paint now. Passing back to TD. TD off the glass and good on the answer. Seen a lot of those shots here so far to start the third quarter. Luke Mitchell back to Betchen. That one out of his hands and a turnover. Charlatan taking it the other way. No good is the shot. TD doing a little roll around and he gets called for the travel as there definitely wasn't any dribble in it, to put it simply. And while it may have looked impressive from up here, if you're into Marvel or DC or whatever, that rolling trick, of course in basketball, you can't do that unless you can somehow figure out how to dribble in that moment. Jaguars still leading by 4 here, just over halfway through the third quarter. And Casper Bauer adds to the lead. Another bucket off the glass. Foul called against Kobe Betchen. Second of the game against Betchen, and a timeout gets taken. Timeout taken by Centennial. A full timeout. We'll take it with them here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. The Jaguars lead 36-30.
More Iowans drive Chevy than any other brand, and nearly 25% of the new Chevrolets sold last year came from the Carl Auto Group. Since 1978, we've exceeded expectations with an unbeatable selection and hard work that makes us your dealer for life. Come see why Iowans trust Carl Chevrolet, with locations in Ankeny, Stewart, and Webster City.
Your dealer for life. It's the Carl way.
Iowa State will take on Kansas at noon tomorrow on ABC in a top 10 matchup in the Big 12. One of 2 top 10 matchups in the nation on the college level tomorrow. The other one being a question. It might actually be the only top 10 matchup. We don't know that way. Anyways, that one out of bounds off of Ankeny Centennial, and Joshua Charlatan kind of hopping around there, coming off the floor. Three and a half minutes to go in the third quarter. Jaguars still leading by 6. Casper Bauer with the previous 2 buckets off the glass. He can't get that one to even get up to the rim as East Squared gets away with it. TD in the corner. Just can't get that look from 3. TD now in the paint, and he is fouled down on the floor. This one against Brody Prill. Prill called for his 3rd of the game. Drew Chrisweiser checking in for the Jaguars in place of Brody Prill. I haven't seen a lot of Chris Weiser so far this season. Childs passing into TD here. TD in the paint in a 3-on-1. He still gets it to go anyway. And now what can Centennial do to answer it? still leading by 4. Will Perpich also now on the floor for the Jaguars. Casper Bauer in the one-on-one with Charlatan. Here's a 3 from Betchen. He gets it to go. 7-point lead, the largest since the start of the third quarter. And now Southeast Polk trying to get an answer of their own here. TD, no good off the front end of the rim. He is fouled, however, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2, as we're down to 2:11 on the game clock. So Betchen with his 3rd foul of the game. TD went 0 for 2 on his previous trip to the charity stripe, trying to redeem himself here. He knocks down the first one out of 2. Southeast Polk trailing by 6. Luke Mitchell getting ready to check back in. TD goes 2 for 2 on that trip, redeeming himself from the previous trip where he went 0 for 2. Mitchell checking in place of Will Perpich in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Just over 2 minutes to go before the end of the third quarter. Centennial trying to move to 6-12 and complete a season sweep against the Rams this season. Casper Bauer trying to drive into the paint, pass him back outside. Betchen, no good this time from 3. That one out of bounds. Unsure who it was off of. Refs are going to talk it over. They say it stays on this end with the Jaguars. It looked like Centennial student section had a pretty clear view of it based on their reaction. 1:39 to go. McLean Gorsh now back on the floor as well for Centennial. An illegal. It's just a general common foul against Thomas Childs, his 2nd of the game, in the first of the quarter against Southeast Polk. The fresh shot clock, the Jaguars going to try to drain as far down as they can. Casper Bauer in the one-on-one with E squared. Luke Mitchell trying to drive in, not able to do so. Casper Bauer, on the other hand, passing back to Gorsh. Gorsh trying to drive in. He's fouled on the shot as his shot hit the bottom side of the rim. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. First time we'll see him go to the free throw line tonight. So 1:07 to go in the third quarter. 2 fouls in this quarter against the Rams. Gorsh knocking down the first free throw out of 2. Perpich checking back in place of Luke Mitchell in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. McLean Gorsh knocking down the first free throw. He misses the second as it is rebounded by Ihikeme Emikemetalor. E squared as we call him. That one out of bounds off of TD. Centennial fans loving it. And one of the fans over there was even given the Bullwinkle facial expression with the hand antlers. If any of you watch Full House and know of Joey Gladstone, one that he was commonly known for, same thing we just saw. And a moving screen called there against Centennial. Ball go right back to the Rams. McLean Gorsh called for it. His first foul of the game. So that was TD's 4th foul of the game. And it appears that the Centennial student section might have been 1 foul too early with the right, left sit down that you commonly know of when a player fouls out. Charlottetown putting an additional bucket in to make it a 4-point game with 25 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off. Casper Bauer and the Jaguars taking their time here, trying to extend the lead before the start of the 4th quarter. McLean Gorsh with 7 seconds on the shot clock. He pulls a 3, gets it to a splash. Rams with 1 shot here, and it won't even come close as Max Johnson's heave comes well short. That ends the 3rd quarter as Centennial leads 43-36. With that, we'll go to break here with the 4th quarter coming up next on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Searching for a home that combines a resort lifestyle with the comfort of being close to your loved ones? At Epcon Communities, we make building your dream home an easy and exciting journey. Choose the floor plan that fits your lifestyle, handpick the finishes to make it uniquely yours, and leave the rest to us. We'll handle the construction, you focus on the fun part. After closing day, your new home is all yours, ready for you to start enjoying the community, the amenities, and that special sense of belonging. Visit clarityconstruction.com for more.
(43-36) the score here at the start of the 4th quarter. Centennial leading, hoping to move to 6-12 on the season. The final 8 minutes of regulation to come here. The Jaguars searching for the season sweep against Southeast Polk. They beat them 57-39 at their house back on January 6th. Casper Bauer now back to Mitchell. No good is Prill down in the paint, and no foul called on the shot either. Childs thought about the 3. Here's the mid-range jumper, no good. The putback shot, also no good. Joshua Charlton came down a little hard, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Casper Bauer called for his 2nd foul of the game. Charlton shooting 2 shots here. Misses the first one out of 2. Emmanuel TD checking in for the Rams in place of E squared. Colby Betchen checking in place of forgot who he was checking in place of. It was Drew Chrisweiser. (43-37) our score here. 7:13 to go. Luke Mitchell. It's a kickball call. This one against Max Johnson, Southeast Polk. His first foul of the game. Haven't seen a lot of time from him on the court tonight, or really at all this season. And a plastic ball that some of those elementary kids were playing on ended up on the court. Had to stop play there, and something tells me that if it happens again, those kids might get an earful. Meanwhile, play continues. Foul called against Southeast Polk down in the interior. This one against Thomas Childs, his 3rd of the night. And that ball just came rolling out there again. And one of the dads is telling him to stay off the court, and it looks like he just took the ball away from him. Meanwhile, Centennial trying to build upon their lead. Betchen fouled on the shot, so he'll go to the line to shoot two, as we are just over a minute into the fourth quarter here from Centennial High School. Third foul of the quarter against Southeast Polk. And Betchen knocks down the first free throw out of two. Two for two is Betchen. 45-37 the lead now for the Jaguars. Charlton passing to Childs, back and forth they go. Childs with a deep three, an air ball, and you know the student section is going to let him hear about that. The Jaguars once again with the ball here. Nearing a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. 8-point lead. They won by 18 back on January 6th. Betchen driving in to make it a 10-point lead. And a timeout taken by Southeast Polk. And we'll take it with them here on Centennial Digital as the Jaguars lead 47-37 against the Rams of Southeast Polk. Stay with us here. We'll be back after this break.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Drosh Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
(47-37) our score here in the fourth quarter as Ankeny Centennial leads Southeast Polk with 6:20 to go in the ball game. Southeast Polk will get the ball coming off a timeout. It's one of the first double-digit leads we've seen in a while by the Jaguars. And E squared was triple teamed in the paint as he gets fouled. So he'll go to the line to shoot two. Foul against Brody Prill. And that is his fourth foul of the game. E squared missing the first free throw out of two. Remains a 10-point lead for Centennial. Taking his time here at the line. Knocks down the second one out of two. So Henry Gaffney checking in place of Emmanuel Titi for the Rams. Emmanuel Titi taking his time to sit down. Centennial student section going to take advantage of every moment they can. Brody Pearl back to Grady Knoll. Correction, Knoll is not on the court. There's a foul on the shot. So we will see Colby Betchen go to the line to shoot two. Ahika Metalor with his second foul of the game. You've heard him referred to as E squared so far in this one. Betchen knocking down the first free throw out of 2. Betchen 1 for 2 on that trip to the charity stripe. Charlatan going quick into the paint, making it back to a single-digit deficit. And there's the foul against Charlatan. As Colby Betchen took an elbow from Charlatan. And that is his 5th foul. He's doing a little circle here to try to stall out the student section. Eventually he sits down. Won't see him the rest of the night. Betchen missing his first free throw out of 2. He missed the second one on his previous trip. Betchen 0 for 2 on that trip, but an offensive board by Mitchell, and Mitchell is fouled by Emmanuel Tiede, and that is his 5th of the game. He is out. And you will hear more right, left, right, left, right out of the student section. Luke Mitchell knocking down the first free throw out of 2. So correction, that was not Tiede's 5th foul. We had thought it was, but I guess not. Tiede not able to get it to go. The second chance one doesn't work either. Tiede with the 3rd chance, can't get it to go. Casper Bauer with the rebound. Jaguars once again taking it slowly here as we are under 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 20 seconds to go on the shot clock. Casper Bauer back to Prill again. Prill with the quick path into the lane as he gets it to go down. Tiede going slow again. Tiede driving in, no good, and Brody Prill gets the rebound. Casper Bauer slowing down the tempo here. Betchen passing back to Mitchell. Betchen did not want to take the corner 3. Casper Bauer now driving it in himself off the glass and good. A 14-point lead for Centennial, their largest of the night. Brody Prill in a one-on-one with Thomas Childs. Max Johnson driving it in. No foul called, and the Jaguars come away with it. Prill passing back to Betchen, who does not pull the corner 3. Jaguars sticking with the strategy of chewing the clock. Luke Mitchell passing back to Casper Bauer. Tiede and Casper Bauer in the one-on-one. Now it's a 2-on-1 that Casper Bauer was in. Mitchell driving in off the glass, no good. Southeast Polk coming away with it. Here's a 3 from Gaffney, no good. A defensive board again. McLean Gorsh this time. Here's the corner 3 from Gorsh. He's been good tonight, but he misses that one. Southeast Polk coming away with it. Now Thomas Childs taking it down the other end. Timeout taken by Southeast Polk. Ankeny Centennial with a 54-40 lead against the Rams of Southeast Polk. And we'll take a timeout with them here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. 54-40, the lead in favor of the Jaguars with 2:44 to go here at Centennial High School. Centennial student section with some fun yells here coming off the break. Here's a corner three from Southeast Polk, no good from Childs, and a foul called on the rebound. This one against the number one for Southeast Polk we do not have. We're actually missing a handful of players here from Southeast Polk's roster here on our depth chart. Our apologies for that. McLean Gorsh missing the first free throw out of 2. Rams still trailing by 14. Gorsh 1 for 2 on that trip, knocking down the second free throw. Now a 15-point lead for Centennial. They won by 18 back on January 6th. Foul called on the rebound there. It'll stay with Centennial. That one against Ahika Metalor. E squared. Unsure of which foul that is of his. If we had the stat boards on the side of the scoreboard like we do at Ankeny, we'd be able to tell right away. Unfortunately, we don't. Luke Mitchell at the line shooting 2 free throws here. These will be free throws the rest of the way for the Jaguars. Mitchell knocking down the first one out of 2. He didn't have any free throw attempts last Tuesday in that loss against Johnston. Misses the second one out of 2. A 16-point lead for Centennial. E squared trying to drive it in off the corner and good. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Jaguars just trying to run out the clock here and go home and get working on homework. Maybe get to bed too if any of them are going to that Iowa State-Kansas game tomorrow at Hilton. Timeout taken by Ankeny Centennial there. Just trying to get out of that coverage there along the sideline. 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We'll be back shortly.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
56-42 with 1:49 to go. The Jaguars lead the Rams of Southeast Polk. The Jaguars right now just trying to finish the clock off. They got 14 on the shot clock. Betchen inbounding to Brody Prill. Casper Bauer now on a 2-on-1. Luke Mitchell. McLean Gorsh now on a 2-on-1. Brody Prill not able to get it off in time. A shot clock violation against Centennial. The student section is chanting for Carter Gustafson to come into the game. Jaguars leading comfortably by 14 here with under a minute and a half. Foul against Southeast Polk down in the interior. Correction, it's against Luke Mitchell. I'm really sure that, honestly, the Centennial student section would like to see the majority of the bench come in. And with about just over a minute to go, more than likely won't see that. E squared gets his bucket to fall, and he'll go to the line to shoot an additional free throw to try to complete a three-point trip. Even the bench players are wanting to see him come in. They can't hold themselves. E squared taking his time here at the free throw line. He misses the and one free throw. Casper Bauer, defensive foul against Southeast Polk. This one against E squared. And how about this? Matt Belger, the head coach, even joining in with the clapping from Centennial. The rest of the bench players smiling along. Never know, might just see him come in. Casper Bauer knocking down the first free throw out of two to make it 56-44. They had 57 against him back on January 6th. Casper Bauer ties that total. .50 seconds to go on the game clock. Here's a three from Childs, no good off the front end of the rim. Casper Bauer with the rebound. About a 10-second separation between the game clock and the shot clock. 25 to go on the shot clock for the Jaguars. Carter Gustafson gonna come in for the Jaguars. The student section gets their wish granted by head coach Matt Belger. And you just kind of tell by Belger's facial expression that you knew he was going to come in at some point. So Belger checking in place of McLean Gorsh in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. And Joseph Childs is also going to check in for the Rams along with Chris Zeh and Zion Coleman in a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution. Max Johnson and E squared coming off the court for the Rams here. 32 seconds to go. Colby Betchen at the line for Centennial. And he knocks down a free throw to make it 59-44. Shot clock turned off. Carter Gustafson, a 6'2" senior guard. He's only got 3 more games here in the regular season, 2 of them at home on the 17th against 6th-ranked Ames, and February 19th at home against Des Moines Lincoln on senior night. Carter Gustafson with the bucket. The student section can't contain themselves. A last-second bucket from Chris Say doesn't go. But how about that? What a fun way to end with Carter Gustafson, one of the bench players, knocking down a bucket. And he did so in easy fashion. The student section chanting Gus, Gus, Gus at the buzzer. The Jaguars win 61-44 and move to 6-12 on the season. What a fun night it was of CIML basketball here in the jungle of Centennial High School. As always, we thank you for tuning in to watch the Jaguars play here on these Tuesday and Friday nights here on the north side of town. With that, we say thank you.